Hey everybody, I am coming making this video message and I want to let you all know, start, if you have not already done it, start teaching your children, your teenagers, and your young adult children that they need to have moral standards and values. If you all don't do anything else, please start doing this with your children. I have been really thinking about the youth lately. And for those of you who have been here for a while, you know that I have worked with youth, within the school system years ago. I was a program assistant and I worked with the youth at a particular school here in Chicago. And I've also taught and trained youth and teenagers in a church setting. And what I'm noticing with a lot of youth now, just from what I see online and what I see when I run into different youth in the neighborhood, or they're out and about, or even looking at my own children or my niece and nephew's generation, their way, I'm saying in general, just all the young people, especially the babies, their way of thinking is not normal. Their moral compass, or so they think it's a moral compass, it is abnormal, it is demonic, it is skewed with a lot of perversion. And so in this video message, I just want to tell you guys today, please start teaching your child or your children, even if it's somebody else's children that you know. You may have nieces and nephews. You may have little cousins. You may have youth that you are around or you come in contact with them in your neighborhood, and their way of thinking and their conduct and their heart is not like a lot of our ways of thinking, our conduct, and our hearts were set up back then. And I know this sounds lame, it sounds corny to a lot of people, but the way that the world is going, you all have got to instill something in your children that they can carry and keep and live by once us, as their elders, are gone. You have got to instill morals and values and standards in these kids. I never thought we would see today where a lot of the youth, they think it's funny to really tell somebody that you love them. They think it's funny to play with somebody's time or their mind or their heart. Now, people of all ages do it, but with the youth, a lot of them have never even been taught how to properly love, how to receive love, how to recognize it. A lot of them have not been taught how to value themselves. They have not been taught what it means to set boundaries with people. Meaning when somebody starts talking to you a certain type of way that's inappropriate or that's disrespectful, or people are invalidating you and how you feel or your personal experience and trauma, you put up a boundary. And you know to not allow those type of people to come into your life. A lot of these young people, they don't have it. Or if some of them did have it at one point, it goes away once they get online. because of the music that they're listening to, because of shows that they see, because of very well-known and popular influencers that they see conducting themselves a certain type of way. These kids are looking up to them. Now, I know the argument is not new. There has always been an argument from certain celebrities and certain rappers and certain influencers as far as them saying, well, I am not responsible for your child. If you don't like the music that I make, if you don't like what I do, if you don't like what I share on my platform, don't watch me. That is their response if people start to speak out about the music that they make. But I'm not coming from that angle. What I'm saying is that if you as the parent, if you as the auntie, if you as the uncle, if you as the cousin, especially if you got the name of God coming out your mouth, Jesus Christ, you need to be teaching these kids, especially if they are in a very close proximity to you, you need to be teaching them moral standards and values. Because once you ingrain that in them, in their mind and in their heart and in their spirit, no matter how perverted the world gets, no matter how many people turn away from having morals, values, standards, and boundaries, these children will be able to go back to what you taught them and how you raised them. You all better understand that there are demonic forces out here that are very, very busy. They are actually working double shifts and they're working overtime. And some of them can be in your family. Some of them can be in certain friends that you keep around. Some of them are around people in your very neighborhood. And they hate the God in you. They hate the God in you as the auntie. They hate the God in you as the mother. They hate the God in you as the father. They hate the God in you as the grandparent. And so any chance that they get, any foothold that they can get to have any type of time with your child, whether it's they going to the corner store, whether they about to go up the street to the mall, whether they about to go grab them some chicken wings from the local restaurant, wherever they going, a lot of these people with these demons in them, because they hate the God in you and they know who your child is, and they know that you're the parent or the cousin or the auntie or the uncle, they're going to fight to teach your child or your children the complete opposite of what you've taught them and how you've raised them to be. The enemy is not letting up. The enemy is not going to stop doing what he's doing to get whatever soul that's open and vulnerable that he can. And so your job as the parent, and the whole point of this message is to tell you all, no matter who feels what about it, no matter who laughs at it, no matter what strong opinions people pass about you not believing in drinking, about you not believing in having sex outside of marriage, about you not believing in going to let your child get all these tattoos. There are demons out here that hate that about you. They don't like it. They don't respect it. And the mindset of a lot of these people is be free. Live your life and do whatever you want. You don't need to follow under a leader. You don't need a leader. You don't need to follow under a man of God or a pastor. You don't need to live by the standards that your mother and father are trying to instill in you. Be your own person. Do what you want. Go where you want. Say what you want. Dress the way you want to dress. If you feel like you want to have sex with 5 or 6 boys, go do that. Get everything out your system. I'm here to tell you in this video message, these demons are in these people. They are within your family dynamic. They are in your neighborhood. They are in certain friends. And when your back is turned as a man or a woman of God, People they will whisper little nuggets of immorality and tell them to be a free spirit or tell them they're a free agent. They will project who they are and how they think and what they believe in and how they feel when it's extremely demonic, extremely immoral, especially sexually. They have no boundaries. And the way that they think and live their life, they will try to place it on your child. It is imperative in this season that you all put your foot down and you tell your daughters, men and women, especially men and women of God, you tell your daughters, keep their legs closed until they get married. You tell your daughters, you need to be very mindful of how you dress. You don't need to have a dress all the way up above your knees showing your thighs. You better tell your sons, son, you better be particular about who you date. You better be particular about who you marry. You got to pay attention to who you're attracted to. Oh, that woman is cute to you? Why are you attracted to her? Have these conversations with your children. Tell your children, you know what? Oh, tell your daughters, oh, you like that guy? He's a bad boy. What is making you be attracted to that bad boy? Do you like the fact that he stands out in a crowd? Do you like the fact that a lot of girls want him? Do you like the charge that you get when he comes around? Do you feel safe with him because he's a gang member or a drug dealer? Why do you like him? Have these conversations with your children. I'm not telling any of you in this video message to cuss your kids out. I'm not telling you to browbeat them. I'm not telling you to scream at them. I'm not telling you to holler at them. Kids will blaze their own trails no matter how well we teach them or train them. But I think what's going on and what I see is that a lot of parents, they've gotten too nonchalant with their interactions with their child or with their children. Because a lot of parents are caught up. A lot of parents are in the world. They're sitting at home looking at certain rap videos. They're watching certain perverted influencers. They are taking all these things in their ear and eye gates. And so to have this type of conversation with their child, that's lame to them. It's irritating to them. They have given up because they know their child does not want to hear it. But for those of you who still have your moral compass, you're from the old school. You're holding on to the standards and the morals and the values that your grandmother taught you, or that your grandfather taught you, or that your mother and father taught you. Because they were born in the 40s or the 50s or the 60s. I'm here to tell you, these things, these attributes, they are not done away with. They are not done away with, my beautiful brothers and sisters. Talk to these kids. And that way, when they get around a demon, or they live with a demon, or they're hanging out with a demon, or a demon walks up on them at school or while they at work or while they in college, their roommate is a little demon, and they present something to them on a platter, and they say, you know what, you can do this. Nothing's gonna happen to you. You'll still be loved. You'll still get the respect. It doesn't mean anything. Everything that's in you, you don't have to hide nothing. Your mother wants you to be like her. Your father wants you to be like him. The way they are, that work for them. You don't have to be holier than thou. If you attracted to 10 men or you attracted to 15 men, sis, and you want to have sex with those 15 men, go ahead. You all better understand the devil not playing. It's not just with us. He's not playing with the youth. I had to make this video message. Whether it circulates or not, whether it's popular, I can't be concerned about that. I will tell you all that you all have to like it and share it for it to get out there. Because I told you all, they will try to silence these types of messages. They will try to silence them. People don't want to hear what's right. They don't want to hear anything that holds them responsible or accountable. But the devil is not playing. He's not on vacation. He's not slumbering. People who hate you because you believe in God and because you follow God and because you are willing to sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed to please the Lord. There are people who are bothered by you. And the simple fact that they know that they cannot get at you and they know they can't do anything to tear you down or bring you down, what is the next level? I'm going to get her daughter. I'm going to get their son. I'm going to get their niece. I'm going to get his nephew. This is how a lot of these people think. Think of that ignorant family member that had a problem with you when you was going to church every Sunday and you started trying to open up the Bible and give family members scriptures and they cracked jokes and they laughed at you. And all they did is drink and smoke and dance nasty and did they drugs. And when you start talking about God, it was a problem. And so you fell asleep. You dropped them off at the grandmother's house. You dropped them off at the auntie house. You dropped them off at the cousin house or the uncle house. And what do these people do? They hate you for your relationship with God. They wait for the opportunity to hang around your child and introduce them to something different. If you all listen to the testimonies and the stories of a lot of people who are in the alphabet community, or you listen to certain rappers and singers who were strung out on drugs, if you ask them a basic question and say, well, how did you get on drugs? Who introduced you to it? You all will hear them tell people, oh, my uncle introduced it to me. My aunt introduced it to me. I forget the particular rapper's name, but she's in the alphabet community, and somebody asked her, does she believe she was born that way? She said, no, I remember my uncle took me to this older woman when I was a child, and he made me sleep with the woman. And after that, I was hooked. You all better understand, you're not safe like you think. Every time you give your child that freedom because they're complaining to you, oh, mom, dad, you're too protective. You're over the top. You making everything deep. Let me have my freedom. I'm a teenager. I have rights. I should be able to go here. I should be able to go there. It's even certain grandparents that are worldly and extremely carnal. Oh, they claim God with their mouth, but when it comes to their conduct, it is the complete opposite of what they mouth say. And they will ingrain in your child when your back is turned. Oh, you have rights. You don't have to listen to your mother. You about to be 18. You about to be 19. You can live your life and do what you want. You can be free. Instill these morals and values in your kids. We cannot watch our kids 24/7. As your child starts to get up in age and they start to get older, you can't become obsessed with your child. You can't be overprotective and follow them everywhere they go. Excuse me. You can't follow them everywhere they go. But you better stand strong going, you know what? But since they were little, I taught them morals. I taught them values. I taught them that word. I prayed over my kids. So even if somebody comes and presents something to them, like I said in the beginning of this message on a platter, they're going to know something about that is not right. That's not sitting well with me. No, that's not cool. It's not cool for me to be sleeping with a bunch of different people. No, I think I'm going to wait until I get married. I'm worth that. I'm worth the man taking me out and opening up doors for me. Nah, yeah, that woman look good to me, but nah, I'm not going to mess with her. My father taught me as a man, I need to have a woman of quality. My dad taught me as a man to look for certain qualities in a woman so I can recognize that she values herself. have these conversations with your kids, I'm telling you all, it's a roller coaster out here. And it is going to get progressively worse. We are living in a world now that has grown so perverse and extremely rebellious to the Lord, to where if they can wipe out all the elders, meaning the mothers and the fathers, and they completely leave the youth to their own devices, that is what their motive and agenda is. You all better wake up. That's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have taken offense to anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.